Society likes to push people to imagine that past the age of 50, one should slow down. But our next guest didn't quite exactly do that. You see, at the age of 50, she picked up the pace of her life and took up running marathons. Let's live out loud next with Tata Nduku, the grandmother of marathons. Hello and welcome to Sheila Lives Out Loud. This is season 5 and we are at the waterfront. Karen, you have arrived at East Africa's premier shopping mall. Do stop by and have a great day out. But we're all set to live out loud with Tata Nduku, the grandmother of marathons. Habari and welcome, Tata. How are you?
Oh, thank you. I'm good.
It's so good to see you. I would like us to talk about running marathons, because when we think about marathons, we're thinking about people in their 20s, in their 30s. But at 50, you started running. Kwa nini?
I started running at the age of 50. And what drove me to running, as all of you know, that especially lifestyle diseases start at 50 or sometimes at 40. And the fear of getting arthritis pushed me to running, because I had a painful knee, which I thought at least if I got arthritis, maybe I'll be grounded. And so I took up running.
You're not a kawaida Tata. Wewe ni shosho manyanga.
Yes, yes.
I've heard you say that over and over again. But speaking about running, tell us about how you got started. Was there someone to help you, or did you just get out of the house na ukaanza kukimbia?
I didn't have anybody to help me, but because I was working in the medical field and I knew very well, if I don't pick up exercises, then I'll be grounded. So I picked up running because it's easy. It is just yourself. You get yourself out on the road and you start exercising. So
you started with 1 kilometer?
Yes, I did.
Or was it 500 meters?
Oh, well, when I started, I used to run less than about 2 kilometers, and I was so unfit because I couldn't even run 2 kilometers. I was breathing. I was breathless. Then as I continued, I found myself in where I am today.
Okay.
Yeah, running full marathons.
So when did you run your first marathon? How old were you when you ran your first marathon?
Well, when I first ran my first marathon, I was aged 50, and that was in 2004. And that was around August, so I had about a Standard Chartered Marathon, which was coming around the corner in October. And so I went to register to run. And this was my first half marathon, which I went and ran and finished in a time of 2 hours and a half. And I ran on a heavily bandaged knee. And from that, after the run, I threw the bandage at KICC and I walked home. Yes.
It was too much.
I mean, I was healed.
Really?
Relief.
There was relief from running the marathon?
Yes. After the run, I just left the bandage there and I walked home without any pain.
And you've never put on a bandage
And
since?
I've never put on the bandage 14 years later.
14 years of marathons?
Yes.
All right, so tell us a little bit about places you've run. You've mentioned the Standard Chartered Marathon. Where else have you run?
Well, I have run in this country, I should say, most of the races, name them all. You will find this mama at the start line of these races. And some of them are the Lewa Safaricom Marathon. I have run Mwea Classic Marathon. I have run Ndakaine Half Marathon. I have done Sotokoto. I have done Masai Mara. I have done Matahat Run. I have done quite a number of races in this country. Name them, I'll be there. Nairobi Standard Chartered Marathon.
You've been there?
Yes, in the country I have run. And regional, I've run in Uganda, the MTN in Uganda. I have run the Kigali Peace Marathon. I have run Mount Kilimanjaro Marathon, and I have run in South Africa. And I've also run the Chicago Marathon.
Well done, Tata. It seems like from 50 going forward, your life has been more exciting because of the running. You're traveling to amazing places and meeting interesting people and doing great things. But I can't help but go back to when you said you were going to start running. I'm sure your friends, your family, there must have been people who looked and said, hey, why are you doing all these things? Did you face that kind of challenge?
When I started running, my friends and my family thought I'm crazy and they discouraged me. And a lot of people told me, how can you run at the age of 50? You will die. So yeah, they didn't discourage me, but I still took up running, and I went and ran. And up to today, I am still running because I said even if I don't run, maybe even that death may still come. So I continue.
You enjoy yourself.
I really enjoy doing it. I have taken it to another level. I didn't know when I started running, I would take it to the level that I am today.
When we talk about marathons, you know, there's the half marathon, but you've done full marathons. Those are 42 kilometer stretches. But you're gearing up for the race of your life. Tell us about it.
Well, I started running my half marathon, which is 21 kilometers. And of course, after running a few years, I graduated and started running 42 kilometers. And my first 42 was in 2007. After venturing into running in 2004, I ventured into my first full marathon in Nairobi Standard Chartered.
Wow, so in 3 years,
Within
you
3 years,
progressed
yes.
from little 100-meter sprints to 42 kilometers in 3 years.
Yes, I did that. And then my second marathon, I ventured into the World Marathon Majors, which is Chicago. In 2008, I ventured and I went to run the Chicago Full Marathon. And I went and ran and finished. And in 2010, I was turning 56 years old. And there is this race in South Africa called the Two Oceans. And the Two Oceans is believed to be the most beautiful marathon in the world. So my friends urged me to go and run the 56 kilometers at the age of 56. And that was my greatest moment, running 56 at 56, because I will never be 56 again, and this race is in South Africa. It's 56 kilometers.
And you finished it.
And I ran for 5 hours 35 and finished. And I walked.
Fantastic.
And, yes.
And walked the rest of the way. But even
Yes.
so, you completed it.
Yes, I did complete, and I went back to the hotel by walking.
Tata, you're getting ready for something even bigger.
Yes.
Tell us about what's coming up.
Well, this year I have decided to dedicate my 64th birthday by running a 90-kilometer race in South Africa. And this race is it's usually called Comrades. It's one of the toughest races that tests man's endurance. And it is going to be run from Pietermaritzburg to Durban. And the reason that I have decided to run, not only for a medal, because most of these races, a lot of us runners, sometimes we run just to get a medal. I said it is much more than a medal. I cannot be running for 12 hours only to get a medal. I wanted to touch somebody's life, and I chose this charity, which is called the Shoe for Africa Children's Hospital, which is at the Moi Teaching Referral Hospital. This facility is the only referral public children's hospital we have in this country. Like south of Sahara, there are only 2 facilities which are public children's hospital, and these are in South Africa. So this is going to be the 3rd facility south of Sahara, the children's hospital at the Moi Teaching Referral Hospital. And it is going to be, any child in Kenya should not die. Children will be referred all over the country, and they can go and seek treatment there. And most of these monies that have put up this facility, they have all come from runners, people who are running and putting the money there to have this facility work and give Kenyan children better quality health care.
Just listening to you talk about other runners, you know, we've got many professional runners in Kenya, some international athletes who've won amazing monies in international competitions. And it's great to know that whatever they're making is not just for them. They're also contributing towards the future of Kenyan children's health and making sure that Kenyan children have a chance of being the next crop of great athletes as
Yes.
well. Now, in closing, what would you say to anybody who's watching? Because you have just broken down the stereotype that after 50 people slow down. In fact, after 50 you have to pick up the pace. What would you like to say to anyone who's watching and has been feeling like they're stuck in a rut or sasa nimezeka wacha tu sasa nitulie? What would you like to say to them?
I am asking people to start exercising, because a lot of sometimes even women, Sometimes they give up after the age of 40 or 50, and they say their place is in the kitchen. They cannot be able to go to the streets. Because I remember very well when we started running in 2004, not many women could be seen in the streets of Nairobi running. But nowadays it is acceptable for any woman to just wake up in the morning, put on their running gear, and be on the streets and run. And running is one of the simplest things that at least anyone can do. You don't need a partner. You just need yourself, your running boots, and there you go. So I'm asking people to come out and start running. If I'm running at the age of 64, I'm looking at the youth who should be able to pick up running, and they will be much better. The young people, even like you, Sheila, if you picked up running today, you'll be better at 64 than I am today at 64. So I would urge people to run, and especially to run for charity, because we have a lot of needs in this country. I belong to a group of recreational runners who are making a difference in people's lives, because as we spend money to run, we are never paid to run. So we are getting into these races, registering ourselves, buying tickets, staying in hotels, and we are running for charities. So I would like at least more people, when we say that at least we are raising money for charity, I will ask people to come in and support this worthy cause, because we have a lot of needs. Just something to repeat. This facility, the people who have run and put up money at the Shoe for Africa Children's Hospital, these are Mzungus who live outside this country. They do not know where Kenya is, yet they are raising money and saying we would like at least to be connected with that public children's hospital in Kenya. So I urge Kenyans to come out and support.
We are going to post those details of the Shoe for Africa Foundation. It is a hospital that we all should contribute towards, because children are the next generation. Children are our future. The next crop of Kenyan athletes may need to use these facilities. And so it behooves all of us. Tata, you've challenged me. So I know for sure that I need to pick up my game. 21 kilometers, here we come, and then step it up to 42. Maneno ya 10 sasa tumeacha.
Yes.
Thank you
yes,
again.
Yes.
Be sure to find out more about Tata Nduku and the Shoe for Africa Foundation by checking out my social media sites. Remember to show them some support and a whole lot of love. We thank you for watching this episode of Sheila Lives Out Loud. We have been live at the waterfront. Karen, you have arrived. Be sure to pop in and spend a great day with your friends and family. Until the next episode, live out loud in all ways, and remember to click and subscribe to this channel. It's goodbye from Tata Nduku and I. For now, see you later.